Hello all my VSW'Sville members, how you all doing? It is your boy and the leader of VSW'Sville, VSW, and here today I'm going to be sharing with all of you my predictions for Monday Night Raw's new pay-per-view titled The Great Balls of Fire. Still weird name, but for me, thank God it is not a SmackDown Live pay-per-view, but here are my predictions and who I think will win their matches. Alright, I'm actually going to start off with former brothers Enzo Amore, who is a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. We'll go one-on-one with his former brother and partner, Big Cass, who is 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. So as you all may know, Big Cass and Enzo Amore are best known for their time with NXT, and during the WWE draft, they were drafted on over to the red team, Monday Night Raw, and they were pretty good and had a pretty good run until a few weeks ago, Enzo Amore was attacked multiple times and had to figure out who Enzo's mystery attacker was. And then it looked like Big Cass got attacked himself, but then just a few weeks ago, coming to find out, had footage that Big Cass was never attacked. He just staged his attack. And in the end, who was Enzo Amore's mystery attacker? None other than his own brother, Big Cass. And it just gave Enzo a big boot to the face. And then last week, Enzo tried to talk Big Cass out of it and reunite. And then later it looked like that they were reuniting until Big Cass stabbed Enzo Amore in the back again, and I knew he was going to do that. So, this week, the match was made official. Enzo Amore will go one-on-one with Big Cass. So, for me, my prediction is that the winner will be the 7 foot tall Big Cass. Next up is the match in the women's division where Alexa Bliss will defend the Raw Women's Championship against former Raw Women's Champion, the Boss, Sasha Banks. Now, of course, Sasha Banks has got to be one of the greatest female superstars right now in the Raw roster. And Alexa Bliss made history by becoming the first woman to ever win the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship, and had a little gauntlet match on Raw to determine who would challenge Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship at Great Balls of Fire. Sasha Banks was able to get the bank statement onto Nia Jax and make her tap out. So with that, Sasha Banks is now the #1 contender and has the shot this Sunday to win back the Raw Women's Championship. As much as I enjoy watching Sasha Banks, I don't think Great Balls of Fire will be the night that she gets the Raw Women's Championship back. So I say that my prediction is the winner will leave Great Balls of Fire, as the Raw Women's Champion will be Alexa Bliss. Next, Tag Team Championship match where Cesaro and Sheamus will defend against Matt and Jeff, the Hardy Boys, in a 30-minute Iron Man match. Now, of course, you know how an Iron Man match works. The man or men with the most decisions will be the winner. Now, I'm going to make this one short, but I want to include that the Hardys returned at WrestleMania to win the Raw Tag Team titles, and they and Cesaro and Sheamus had an awesome match, especially in that steel cage. But this Sunday at Great Balls of Fire, they will compete in a half-an-hour Iron Man match. So, this is going to be a tight one for me, but I'm going to have to say that Cesaro and Sheamus will walk out of Great Balls of Fire still the Raw Tag Team Champions. Next up, we got The Miz, who will defend the Intercontinental Championship against former Intercontinental and WWE and United States Champion, 1/3 former member of The Shield, Dean Ambrose. Now, of course, some of you may remember at Extreme Rules, Dean Ambrose had to defend the Intercontinental Championship against The Miz, where if he had got disqualified, he would lose the title. Now, during that match, The Miz tried everything he could to get Dean Ambrose disqualified, and he shoved Dean Ambrose onto the official, and it looked like the official was going to call for the bell, but The Miz was able to finish Dean Ambrose off, get the 1, 2, 3, and once again become Intercontinental Champion, now for the 7th time. And since then, Dean Ambrose just wanted to get his hands on The Miz and get his Intercontinental Championship back. Last night on Raw, The Miz had to defend the Intercontinental Championship against Heath Slater and was victorious. So, this Sunday at Great Balls of Fire, Dean Ambrose gets his rematch for the Intercontinental Championship. And with The Miz being accompanied by Maurice and The Miztourage, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel. For this one, I'm going to say that The Miz is going to walk into Great Balls of Fire as the Intercontinental Champion, and he will walk out still the Intercontinental Champion. Because I don't think Great Balls of Fire will be the night that Dean Ambrose will regain the Intercontinental title. Next, we got the Architect, Kingslayer, former WWE Champion, and to me, future Universal Champion, Seth freaking Rollins, going one-on-one with another former WWE Champion, the Eater of Worlds, the new face of fear, Bray Wyatt, who was known as the leader of the Wyatt family. Now, of course, Bray Wyatt was drafted to SmackDown Live, but later on, during the two-night Superstar Shakeup, he was moved on over to Raw. And Seth freaking Rollins, of course, he slayed the King at WrestleMania this year. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. And on Raw, Seth Rollins was on a roll until Bray Wyatt moved to Raw, like I said, during the two-night Superstar Shakeup. And then they had started a rivalry, I guess. And then Seth Rollins went onto the top rope and just flew down onto Bray Wyatt before he could do anything, which caused him to get stitches. But he is proving every single night why he is the Architect, the Kingslayer, and Seth freaking Rollins. So, at Great Balls of Fire, we'll see if he'll be able to slay the Eater of Worlds, which I think he will do. Which means my prediction for this match is that the winner will be Seth freaking Rollins. Because if he can defeat Triple H and Samoa Joe, he can defeat Bray Wyatt. Next up, we got the big dog and former WWE and Tag Team Champion Roman Reigns, who will go one-on-one with his rival Braun Strowman in an ambulance match, where the only way to win is to decapitate your opponent enough so you will be able to throw him into the back of the ambulance, close the doors. Now, these two just can't get enough with each other because they've been battling each other multiple times. And of course, on Raw, while Roman Reigns was being interviewed by Michael Cole, Braun Strowman came out of nowhere and just beat the living crap out of him. He went from shoving him to the floor while he was on the stretcher to just getting the ambulance off the ground and just shoving it down. The power of Braun Strowman. Wow, he is even strong enough to lift up a ambulance truck, or at least get it off the ground. And besides, Braun Strowman likes to say to Roman Reigns, "I'm not finished with you!" So, this Sunday at Great Balls of Fire, Braun Strowman will once again be able to get his hands on Roman Reigns. For this one, I'm going to say that Roman Reigns will win this match. How he will be able to get the big Braun Strowman into that ambulance, I don't know, but I think somehow, someway, the big dog, Roman Reigns, is going to emerge victorious, and you can believe that. Now, before we get to the main event, let's first get to the match on the kickoff show where the king of the cruiserweights and cruiserweight champion Neville will defend against Akira Tazawa. Now, you may remember him as a participant in the first ever WWE Cruiserweight Classic tournament. He didn't win, but he did an awesome job. Now, Akira Tazawa, he is also known for his rivalry with Brian Kendrick, teaching each other lessons after lesson after lesson after lesson. It was funny and entertaining. And Titus O'Neil talking about Akira Tazawa being a member of the Titus brand, or him joining it. It looks like he is officially a member, I'm not sure, but I guess he is. But either way, Akira Tazawa will get his Cruiserweight title opportunity this Sunday when he faces Neville at Great Balls of Fire. As much as I like Akira Tazawa and would like to see the Cruiserweight Championship on him, I don't think Great Balls of Fire will be the night that it will happen. So I say that the winner and still Cruiserweight Champion at the end of the night will be Neville, because he is the king of the Cruiserweights. Okay, guys, the main event for the Great Balls of Fire. The Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, will defend the Universal Championship against former two-time NXT Champion Samoa Joe, the Destroyer. Now, of course, Samoa Joe faced guys like Finn Balor, Seth frickin' Rollins, Bray Wyatt, and Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules in a fatal five-way match to determine who would challenge Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire. Samoa Joe won by making Finn Balor tap out to the Coquina Clutch. And then Brock Lesnar was coming out, but then Samoa Joe got Brock Lesnar into the Coquina Clutch, not all the way through, but enough to get the Beast down on his knees. But before that, on Raw, when Paul Heyman came out to confront Samoa Joe, he put Paul Heyman in the Coquina Clutch. And this week on Raw, Samoa Joe tried to find Brock Lesnar and fight him because he didn't want to wait until Sunday. But he has to. So, now the match is on. I think is the main event. Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe for the Universal Championship. Now, I know Brock Lesnar is a part-timer. He doesn't show up at WWE much, and he doesn't talk a lot, and he hasn't been retaining the title. He hasn't been defending the title since winning it, finally defeating Goldberg. But this is going to be a tight one. So now here, I don't know if Brock Lesnar is going to win or Samoa Joe, because I do not know. I really don't. So for me, this is going to be a hard one because I don't know who to pick to win. I don't know. I don't know. So I have to think real hard. Real hard. I got a picture in my mind and see who I think may win. Because, of course, I do see Samoa Joe as the Universal Champion in the future. Brock Lesnar, like I said, he is a part-timer and he doesn't show up much, nor talk much, because Paul Heyman does all the talking. The Advocate, future WWE Hall of Famer, by the way, which I see. So, I gotta decide real quick. So I say that at the end of the night, the winner and Universal Champion will be Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe. I'm gonna go with Samoa Joe. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are my predictions for WWE Great Balls of Fire. Leave yours down in the comments below. Give me your opinion and share your thoughts on what you think will happen. But this is VSW saying, until Great Balls of Fire, I say God bless, take care, stay safe. Welcome to VSW'Sville. We are professional wrestling fans forever, and that's the bottom line, because VSW said so. Peace out.